I am making this video today because I came across this interesting post, which is actually a real thing happened with one developer. He was doing a job hunt very extensively, and the whole experience of this developer was so horrible, and he was going through a lot of pressure in these things, and it was so stressful. It was affecting his mental health. Ultimately, he ended up giving the things, and it was an emergency trip that he actually did. Myself, I am looking for a job nowadays. I would like to talk about my unique experiences that I have encountered in this last 4 weeks. And overall, I just want to make an opinion about the things that I have seen, how people treat the developers. So I got inspired from this post, and I also wanted to highlight the experience of mine. So last 4 weeks, I have applied for the multiple companies, and I have received a good feedback. Okay, I acknowledge that there is a good feedback. There are openings. Okay, it's a really fine thing which has happened. No problem, and don't complain about it. It is not either a cakewalk for you. There are so many hidden things that actually happen when you actually start a interview process. The main problem that I would say is from the recruiters is they ghost a candidate like anything. So I have appeared for like 6 7 companies till now, and I at least got like a first interview call, get to know call, or I went through like a technical challenge, take home assignment, and people like to ghost the developers at various stages of this. So maybe you'll have a get to know call, and you will spend 1 hour in it. You will explain your background, and then the people will explain about their product, and then after that they will ghost you. Like suddenly you will not get any response or not reply. You can ask or remind them about it, but you'll not get any response. You will be spending maybe 4 hours or 5 hours of the day finding out the right candidate or the conducting interview. It's part of your job. You're getting paid for that, but for candidate they are not getting paid for it. They are investing their time hoping for a positive news. It's just completely a hope. There is no confirmation of the guarantee for it, and then you not even reply them or update it. It is unrespectful. Second thing, I want to talk about the coding assignments that I did. Coding assignments are not short. If you are applying for the senior position like me, then you will get a coding assignments which would at least take a 2 or 3 days of a time to solve the coding assignments, because you focus on so many things like writing a clean code, finding out the solution in an efficient way, proving out your knowledge of the libraries, like using some fancy stuff maybe, or try to impress like how good you know the things. And many times you get a coding assignment which is written in a very in general language, not very descriptive, which is actually a really good thing because it gives that opportunity to you guys, for the developers, demonstrate their programming skills, their problem solving skills. You can, like, just from the minimum information available, how you can construct a really good solution. It gives that opportunity to you. So I really appreciate, really admire coding challenges should be there. I feel, in my personal opinion, I completely don't support it. Like in some cases it can get really ugly, but when you spend like 3 4 days of efforts into it, and then you submit it, and then you just don't get any feedback, you get ghosted. That's the unfair thing. It happened with me. I have submitted a coding assignment last Monday for one company. I'm waiting for the 2 weeks now, 2 weeks of time. I'm continuously keeping them reminding about to give me update on it, but they just don't come back. So you just lose the hope and you give it away. And one funny instance I had with a recruiter. One recruiter actually questioned about my stability. The stability is the issue in your CV, and that's why we will not consider your applications. And that was a stupid judgment made out of no basis. That how do you question my stability directly? How you can come to this question? Do you know that I have 3 jobs in my CV which were the limited contract? I work for the 3 companies in 3 years, and I have also a company for which I work for more than 3.5 years. So how you can come to this conclusion? If you're like applying this logic that okay, the person or developer has so many switches and you will consider shortlisting them based on the switches they had, then in that logical sense, freelancers who work on the short-term contracts, they have a zero probability of finding a job. I mean, how nonsense is your logic? Dear recruiters or the hiring manager, if you are shortlisting people based on the how many switches they have and questioning their stability, you really need to do your IQ test. So recently there was one survey done on this topic by this guy Alexander Combs, and it was a survey for the 26 tech professionals, and there were really good questions asked in this survey, and the results are here nicely represented in the graphical format. 84.6% of the people said that the burnout prevention is a mental health concern for them. Creativity is something people feel that is required, it's really important in the job. and I really can't agree more on it. In the programming, you need to think about a multiple aspect, designing an algorithm, choosing a right data structure, thinking about the performance, the space complexity, and the time complexity. Those things takes a time and it requires creativity. Psychological safety. This is a point that I can totally relate to it. Who has worked under the non-technical managers? So working under a non-technical people who doesn't understand the programming basis or the computer fundamentals, they don't know the actual complexity of the task. They expect you to deliver the task very quickly, and that's where you find yourself alone. You are struggling, maybe you're stuck in some bug or you're stuck in some problem which will take like more time. You don't know, sometimes many times you don't know like how much time it's going to take, and then you feel alone because your product manager doesn't know anything about the technical stuff. So you just not only feel alone, but people also question about your productivity. You're not being productive, or they start to question to your skills, which actually leads to existential crisis. In my opinion, I have faced many existential crises many times in my career. Overall, this survey gives some good numbers. I'm not going to take you through all of them because they are really common, but the intention was that survey indicates that developers are in a mental health trouble. So how to avoid it? Is there a really way to avoid it? Finding a new job is not easy nowadays because of the competition that we have in the market. It is actually a matter of some percentage of luck. Sometimes luck is not in your favor, or sometimes you just need to wait for the right time or the right opportunity. That's it. I mean, you cannot control all the things. At one point, you need to stop worrying about it. So just grab an apple, take a bite of it, and don't think about it. Just chill out. Things will eventually get better. 96.7% of the viewers are not subscribed to my channel. This is a huge number. So humble request to subscribe to my channel, because seeing that support from you guys, it means a lot. And I keep on doing a similar content in the future. So thank you for watching. Bye bye. Take care.